So, dear students, today we are going to discuss about the spinal cord. So, spinal cord, it's around 45 centimeter long cylindrical part of the central nervous system. What is it? It's 45 centimeter long cylindrical part of the central nervous system. Let's see the point. See, this is what the central nervous systems are. Central nervous system which includes the brain and the spinal cord. So, this is cylindrical part. It's around 45 centimeter long. Okay, so 45 centimeter long cylindrical part of the central nervous system. Its upper end lies at the level of upper border of atlas vertebra, and the lower end lies at the level of lower border of L1 vertebra. Okay, see, upper end lies at the level of upper border of atlas. Atlas means first cervical vertebra, and the lower lies at the level of lower border of L1 or upper border of L2. See the image again. See here, this upper part, this is what the brain stem. So the spinal cord starts here, means this is what the section of C1 vertebra here and here on either side of the spinal cord. Here in this diagram we can see the first cervical vertebra. See, these two are the cut sections of first cervical vertebra. Okay, so upper border of the C1 means the here, approximately here. So this vertebra, this here, this C1. What is a C1? This is a first cervical nerve, and these dots represents the first cervical vertebra. So here upper border of C1 means here, and the lower border of L1. See, this is what the L1 vertebra section of the L1. Lower border means here, and this level. This diagram is a little bit wrong. So here, lower border of L1 or upper border of L2 at the same level. Okay, upper border of L2 means the same level here. This is the upper border of L2, or this is the lower border of L1. So up to that level, it extends up to that level. Okay, so upper end lies at the upper border of C1, and the lower end lies at the lower border of L1. Okay, so the extension is also clear. Now the lower end is having a conical shaped mass known as what? Conus medullaris. Lower end is conical in shape. See, this lower conical shaped part of this spinal cord is known as what? Conus medullaris. Below the conus medullaris, this is spinal cord. Actually, this is what the pia mater. Anyway, below this conus medullaris, this spinal cord continues as a thin film-like structure. That is what the phylum terminal or the pia mater. Pia mater, see this spinal cord, it is covered with the three layers of meninges. Outermost dura mater, then arachnoid matter, then pia mater. So this pia mater, which extends downward, has a thin film-like structure, that one is a phylum terminal. Okay, so conus medullaris, this conical shaped part. Here in this diagram, that conus medullaris is very clear. See this area. This is what the conus medullaris. Below that, the extension, it is known as what? The phylum terminal. And this spinal cord, it shows two bulgings or two enlargements. See, the first enlargement, it is seen in the cervical region, so known as cervical enlargement, and the second enlargement, which is seen in the lumbar region, lumbar enlargement. So just an introduction about the spinal cord is clear. It's around 45 centimeter long cylindrical part of the central nervous system. Upper end lies at the level of upper border of C1. Lower end lies at the level of lower border of L1 or upper border of L2. Okay, then lower end, which is conical in shape. See this conical shaped part. This conical shaped part of the spinal cord, which is known as what? Conus medullaris. Below the conus medullaris, it continues as phylum terminale, and it shows two bulgings, cervical enlargement and lumbar enlargement. Now we'll go to the first slide. See it once again. 45 centimeter long cylindrical part extending from upper end and lower end. Then lower part, it is known as conus medullaris. Then phylum terminale, then cervical enlargement and then lumbar enlargement. Now, this spinal cord is divided into 31 segments. 8 segments are seen in the cervical region, or 8 cervical segments, 12 thoracic segments, 5 lumbar segments, 5 sacral segments, and 1 coccygeal segments. See, this spinal cord is divided into numerous small segments. 8 segments are seen there in the thoracic region. Then 12 8 segments are seen in the cervical region, 12 segments are seen in the thoracic region, then 5 in the lumbar, 5 in the sacral, and 1 in the coccygeal region. Okay, so this is divided into numerous small segments, and these are the segments. What is the peculiarity of these segments? Each segment gives one pair of spinal nerves. See this image. See, imagine this is what a segment. Okay, and this segment which gives one spinal nerve here on the left side and here right side there also we can see another segment. Okay, so this is what one spinal nerve. This is another spinal nerve arising from the same segment. Okay, so it gives a pair of one segment gives a pair of spinal nerves. Okay, so how many nerves will be there? So it is having 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Okay, and one more important point: this spinal segment do not lie opposite to the corresponding vertebra. It is not corresponding to the vertebral column. Okay, so these are some of the important points. Now we are moving to the internal structure of the spinal cord. Okay, when we take the cross section of the spinal cord, see here we already saw the spinal cord. This is what the cross section of the spinal cord. Okay, so here we can see the interior. Now, interior or internal structure. When we take the cross section, how it is seen. It is having outer gray matter and outer white matter and inner gray matter. See this diagram, this area. See this is what the cross section of the spinal cord. So it is having inner gray matter and outer white matter. First, we will see the white matter. This white matter it is divided into two parts or two equal halves by the anterior median fissure. Anterior median, this fissure means gap. See, this gap which is seen in the anterior part means this is the anterior part of the spinal cord. This is the posterior part of the spinal cord. So it is this white matter. I'm telling about this white matter. This is what the gray matter. Okay, so this white matter it is divided into two equal halves. This is what the one side half. This is the opposite side half. Okay, so anyway, two halves by anterior median fissure and posterior median septum. See, this dark line represents the septum. Clear? So anterior median fissure and posterior median septum. Now you can see one half here, opposite half here. Okay, now this one half it is having three parts or three horns. See, posterior white column, lateral white column, anterior white column. We'll see that. See, this area. This is what the anterior white column. This area, this is what the lateral white column. This is what the posterior white column. Even the opposite side, this is a posterior white column of the opposite half. This is a lateral white column, and this one is a anterior white column. Now, this this white markers of opposite sides are continuous here. That area is known as anterior white commissure. See this connecting part. Okay, here this anterior white column of one side or right side, which is continuous with the anterior white column of left side. Okay, so here this connecting part, this is what the anterior white commissure means. This white matter it is divided into three parts: anterior white column, lateral white column. This area, this is what the lateral white column, and in this area, this is what the posterior white column. Only these anterior white columns are connected by this connecting part known as anterior white commissure. Okay. Now this white matter it is made up of ascending and descending fibers. So first I told you what is where it is seen. It is seen in the outer part of the spinal cord. Or spinal cord it is having outer white matter and inner gray matter. Now the details of white matter. White matter is divided into two equal halves by the anterior median fissure and posterior median septum. And each half is having anterior white column, lateral white column, posterior white column, and this anterior white columns are connected by anterior white commissure. Now, what is that white matter? White matter means nothing but the ascending or upward running or the motor fibers and descending or the downward running. What is meant by that? See, ascending means, see, like this ascending fibers, descending means it starts from the brain and runs downward. Those are the sensory fibers. Descending means downward running fibers, ascending means upward running fibers, motor fibers. Okay, so this white matter it is made up of ascending and descending fibers. First, what are the descending fibers? What are descending tracts? What is meant by tract here? These fibers are seen in bundles. So that bundle it is known as tracts. So that is why what is meant by descending tracks or descending fibers. See, descending tracks can be divided into two categories: pyramidal tracks and extra pyramidal tracks. What is meant by pyramidal tracks? Pyramidal tracks means this cerebrum. It is having pyramidal cells. Okay, so the tracks or the fibers starting from that pyramidal cells, those fibers are known as what? Pyramidal tracks. Other fibers are known as extra pyramidal tracks. So pyramidal cells means those are the cells seen in the cortex of the cerebrum or outer gray matter of the cerebrum. See, brain, it is having cerebrum. Okay, or forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain, three parts. Forebrain is having cerebrum. That cerebrum is having outer gray matter. Okay, that gray matter is having pyramid shaped cells are known as what? Pyramidal cells. So these fibers are arising from that pyramidal cells known as pyramidal tracts, and the other fibers arising from some other part of the cortex, those fibers are known as extra pyramidal tracts or extra pyramidal fibers. Okay, so now what are they? So descending, now it is clear, descending fibers, two types: pyramidal and extra pyramidal. Okay, pyramidal means starting from the pyramidal cells. So pyramidal tracts, two types are there: lateral cortico-spinal, spinal tract, spelling mistake is there, and anterior cortico-spinal tract. Okay, means lies in the anterior part of the spinal cord. So it is known as anterior cortico-spinal tract, and here it lies in the lateral part of the. We'll see that. See, this one, anterior cortico-spinal tract, and this one, lateral cortico-spinal tract, which is seen in the lateral white column. See, this one, which is in the anterior white column, anterior cortico-spinal tract, this red colored area. This is what the cross section. So here we can see the cross section of bundles. Okay, so this is what the cross section of one bundle means. This colored area, it is made up of thousands of fibers. Okay, and here we can see the cross section of those fibers. So anyway, this area, this is what the area of anterior cortico-spinal tract, and this is what the area of lateral cortico-spinal tract. So pyramidal tracts, cortico-spinal tracts, lateral and anterior. Now extra pyramidal, what are they? Rubrospinal, starting from the red nucleus to the spinal cord. So rubrospinal. Then reticulospinal tracts. One is medial reticulospinal, the other one is lateral reticulospinal. Then another tract starting from the olivary nucleus known as olivospinal tract. Another tract starting from the vestibular nucleus. So it is known as vestibulospinal tract. Okay, then the last one, tectospinal tract. These are the other descending tracts: rubrospinal, reticulospinal, medial and lateral reticulospinal, then olivospinal, vestibulospinal, tectospinal tracts. We'll see that. See, here we can see the vestibulospinal. See, tectospinal tract, medial reticulospinal tract, lateral reticulospinal tract, then rubrospinal tract. Okay, rubrospinal, lateral reticulospinal, medial reticulospinal, then tectospinal, then vestibulospinal tract. Okay, so these are the some of the descending tracts. So descending tracts, two types. What are they? Pyramidal tracts, starting from the pyramidal cells of the cerebrum, and extra pyramidal. Okay, pyramidal tracts, two are there: lateral cortical. See, it starts from the cortex. I told you, it starts from the cortex of the cerebrum. That's why it's known as corticospinal. Next, in the lateral aspect of the spinal cord, so lateral corticospinal. The other one which is in the anterior aspect, so anterior corticospinal tract. Then rubrospinal, medial reticulospinal, lateral reticulospinal, olivospinal, vestibulospinal, and tectospinal tracts. So these are the details of white matter. So we have to revise it once again. White matter, spinal cord, it is having outer white matter and inner gray matter. This white matter, it is divided into two equal halves by the anterior median fissure and the posterior median septum. Then each half is having anterior white column, lateral white column, posterior white column. The connecting part, it is known as anterior white commissure. Okay. Now It is made up of ascending and descending fibers. First, descending fibers. What are they? It is divided into pyramidal and extra pyramidal. Now, ascending fibers. What are the ascending fibers? See, lateral spinothalamic tract, anterior spinothalamic tract, fasciculus gracilis, fasciculus cuneatus, then dorsal or posterior spinocerebellar tract, then ventral or anterior spinocerebellar tract, then spino-olivary tract, then spinotectal tracts. Okay, those are the ascending tracts. See here. See here you can see anterior spinothalamic tract, anterior spinothalamic tract, and this one lateral spinothalamic tract. Now cerebellar tracts, anterior or ventral spinocerebellar tract. This is the posterior spinocerebellar tract. So anterior spinocerebellar tract, posterior or dorsal spinocerebellar tract. Now anterior spinothalamic, that means it ends there in the thalamus. Okay, these tracts or these fibers ends there in the cerebellum. These two ends there in the cerebellum. And these two ends in the thalamus. That's why it's known as spinothalamic. Okay, one is in the anterior part, so anterior spinothalamic. Other one ends in the that also ends in the thalamus. So, but it lies in the lateral part, so it is known as lateral spinothalamic. Now here, in the posterior part, fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. So those are the ascending tracts. So descending tracts and or descending fibers and ascending fibers. Descending fibers, two types, pyramidal fibers and extra pyramidal fibers, and these are the ascending fibers. So that's all about the white matter. Now the white matter is clear.